Kevin Millar, Major League Baseball Network analyst, won the World Series with the Red Sox in '04. MLB Network airing 12 consecutive hours of live opening day coverage. You can watch Kevin and Chris Rose co-host Intentional Talk weekdays at 5 Eastern throughout the season. And we welcome back Kevin Millar. Kevin, good morning. How are you?
Danny, what's up, baby?
What do you remember about your first opening day?
Man, I tell you what, it's the best day ever. I mean, really. I mean, baseball fan, non-baseball fan, player, but just the adrenaline and the nerves and the excitement and just hoping they don't hit it to me at first base so I don't make an error. And the first opening day I got a chance to start was when I had a chance to beat out Derek Lee in spring training. He's this gorgeous man. He's 6'5", sweetest human being in the world. He's 21. We just got him from the Kevin Brown trade from San Diego, and I'm like Crash Davis. I'm 52 years old with a bad body. 5'10", I say 6 foot, and I beat him out my first opening day. I'm all fired up, and I literally got 2 at bats. They put him in for defensive replacement, I think, in the 5th inning. So I was like, okay, good job, I'm done.
Did you ever have a great opening day?
No, I never had a great day on my birthday. Never had a great opening. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I homered in Baltimore against the Detroit Tigers, Sean Casey and Jim Leland's Mighty Tigers, after doing the Ray Lewis kind of come out when their introduction. I was challenged by Corey Patterson, and he goes, "You won't do Ray Lewis." I go, "Done." So I stepped out, and I had this little kid, and I said, "Scoot over here. Uncle Kevin's got this." And I did the Ray Lewis dance, really a bad version of it, and I ended up homering the next my first at bat. So that was I thought that was pretty cool, Danny.
How many teams can win it all this year?
7 teams. I mean, you look at it, we're going to all go to camp, start the year off. Everybody starts on the same page. There's excitement in Cincinnati. It's exciting. We've added some new players. We look around the league, but really 7 teams. You know, there's some powerhouses, and I think then it gets kind of like, okay, where are they at financially? Are they rebuilding? Are we trying to build our farm system? I mean, Detroit Tigers are going to probably have the longest year of anybody. That's the next question. But there's just some great divisions also. I mean, the National League East, flip a coin. Who do you got? Nats, Phillies, Braves come back and do it. Mets, are they going to be way better? Yes. But, we asked the question today, how many of those 4 teams are going to be in the playoff hunt last week of the season? What would you say to that?
Well, how many of the 7 teams here? Name them.
Well, you got Yanks and Sox immediately. You got Houston. You got the Dodgers. And then I would say the Nationals you could put in that category. Are the Phillies good enough right now? Yeah, the excitement is, and they still got money to spend if they need to add something. Like David Robertson helps them, so I'm going to put them in that category. I don't think the Mets are good enough. I don't think the Braves starting staff's good enough, so I wouldn't put them in it yet. But I would say Dodgers, Sox, Yanks, Houston. Can Terry Francona and the Cleveland Indians make a little run with their losses? And a few teams in the Central. Let's not forget about the Brewers, probably one of my favorite teams, I think, and they're very intriguing. I don't know where they're going to be at starting rotation-wise, but that bullpen, it's nasty. So you can put the Cardinals and the Brewers in those mixes too.
The 2019 Major League Baseball poll, The Athletic, had their beat writers talk to as many players as they could. And about a third of the league overall, including players from all 30 teams. So they had a wide range of topics there. The most intimidating pitcher in the game, who did they pick?
Chris Sale.
Second.
Max Scherzer.
Yes. Aroldis Chapman was third on that list. The most intimidating hitter in the game.
Mike Trout.
Yeah. I would have gone Aaron Judge as far as intimidation. But Mike Trout, 40% said him. Then it was Aaron Judge, J.D. Martinez, and Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, intimidating, you're right. Intimidating Judge is a specimen. I still think, though, good pitchers think they can get those intimidating hitters out. I think the scrappy hitters like a Dustin Pedroia in his prime, those are the toughest outs, Derek Jeters. But I think, if you're using the word intimidating, you're right. Judge would probably be more intimidating than Trout's traps and that big, thick neck that he looks like a tailback.
Who was the most intimidating hitter in your time?
Gary Sheffield. I think he was the most violent in
Yeah.
his prime when he's come up with the Marlins. I actually stole his suede shoes, but he gave them to me. But I stole them out of his locker because I just wanted to be Gary Sheffield. I was like the wiggle, but he was violent, Danny. You never took an at bat off.
What about the most
pitcher wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy Johnson. I mean, one, he's ugly. Two, he's throwing 104. Nasty slider. He's 6'10". He's twirling his flavor saver on the mound over this black glove. You can't barely see his eyes. Yeah, it was a battle. And I went 4 for 4 the first game against him and homered. And I'm like, this is amazing. Well, everybody thought I owned Randy Johnson the rest of my, scene. He struck me out 30 times, I think, in the 50th bat set.
He doesn't strike me as somebody who's going to take kindly to going 4 for 4, including a home run off of him when you meet the next time.
Yeah. Right. He's thinking, who's this guy? We got like 58 wins with the Marlins. He ends up getting caught slipping in a hitter's count, and I homer off a fastball. I get a couple doubles. Okay, life's good. I don't think I sniffed contact for the next 7 years against him.
The most underrated player in the game is?
Underrated, man. It's, Andrew Benintendi. I think this kid's a batting title champion waiting to happen. I just think he does a lot of great things on the baseball field. But you have Mookie and you have J.D. Martinez, you have Xander Bogaerts. But I would say Andrew Benintendi, just watch him. Little guy plays the game the right way.
No, I think he's a really – yeah, he gets lost a little bit in Mookie's shadow, but he's a talented kid. The most underrated player in the game, according to the players in the game, plays for the Nationals.
Ooh. Rendon?
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Yeah, you look at some of his numbers. I mean, yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
Paul Goldschmidt he was runner-up here.
For underrated. You know what's underrated about him, Danny? And I'm going to tell you. He is a tremendous base stealer. Check the numbers on base. Like, he stole more bags than Mike Trout over the last few years. Like, he runs, and when he runs, he's safe, he's smart. So just lock in on Paul Goldschmidt stealing 20 bags accidentally.
But he's not underrated. He's just undercovered. I think there's a difference in that because Goldschmidt was great with the Diamondback. He could win the MVP in the National League this year.
Of course, it's almost like the Mike Trout scene, right? You don't hear much about them because they're such sweethearts of human beings. They've been on the West Coast, so there's not a whole lot, right? You just kind of like, okay, they're great players. So that's where I think the underrated aspect of it gets. He won't be underrated sitting in the Central and the Cubs and the Cardinals rivalry and, Brewers. So you'll get a chance to really lock in on some Paul Goldschmidt. But what a guy. What a player.
Kevin Millar from the Major League Baseball Network and a former World Series champ with the Red Sox joining us. The most overrated player, according to the poll on The Atlantic.
Let me guess. They said Bryce Harper.
Yes. 62%.
I mean, you know what it is? Right? It's so funny, though. We love to hate. That's what we do. Everybody wants to hate, but he's not the most overrated player. I mean, he hasn't locked in 100 RBIs but once. He's got an MVP. You can't they don't give those out. So it's hard to say overrated when you got an MVP under your belt, right? I mean, how do you say that?
Yeah. I think you can.
MVP, Danny, they don't give those out.
I know he won MVP, but he's
only 26.
He gets more attention, it feels like, than any other player in baseball.
I agree.
And because of that, he can't live up to that hype. He can't live up to the coverage. Therefore, you're going to, by proxy, be overrated.
You're right. It's like you. You are a wonderful-looking young man.
Thank you.
Your hair's phenomenal. You can shoot hoops.
Thank you.
But you can't live up to who Danny Patrick really is.
You're right.
At the end of the day, you love golf. You love sports. You do a great job of what you do. Bryce Harper, you're right. There's going to be $330 million. And let's just say Bryce Harper gets off to a rough 6 weeks. How's that going to go in the Philly media? They hit the $180 in April. It's okay. The game's tough.
The honeymoon is not going to, over under a honeymoon is 3 months there in Philadelphia. Right?
I mean, Ray asked me, how's he going to do in Philly? I'll tell you how he's going to do. Hopefully, for his sake, he gets off to a good start because I don't care who you are. I mean, I had Edgar Renteria was crying in my arms in Boston in April when he hit 180. Edgar Renteria's done a lot in this game at that point. Came over from St. Louis. So my point being is that the East Coast, media-wise, can absolutely damage you if you get up to a slow start. And then they can build you up to be Aerosmith once he starts hitting 430. So hopefully for Bryce, he's been amazing in opening days, and he owns Julio Teheran, who he's facing. So we'll see what happens there.
All right. What concerns do you have about the Dodgers?
Starting staff, health-wise, Rich Hill, need him on the mound, need the curveball working without blisters. Walker Buehler, I need the train wheels pulled off. I think he's a special kid, changing of the guards almost with Clayton Kershaw to Walker Buehler. I need Clayton Kershaw to throw 175 innings, not 130. Ryu needs to stay healthy. He's really good when he's healthy. So I would say that. Kenley Jansen in the back end, somewhat scratching in my head because I don't see the 97 anymore. I see 91 to 93 cutters. Watch that. But overall, I mean, that's a good ball club. And Dave Roberts, I love. I've showered with him many times, Danny. We haven't even talked about Kurt Schilling in the shower. So this has been a great interview.
I know. Schilling, the worst body you ever showered with?
You know what? Yeah, worst superstar body I've ever showered with. There's been some bad bodies in the middle relief situations. Doesn't make them bad people. I want to get that clear. I have a bad body. But Kurt Schilling's by far the worst body as a superstar. Matty Albers, who I absolutely love, pitches in bullpen relief with the Brewers. Phenomenal. But in Baltimore, wonderful body in the shower. A little loose, a little bit like an avocado. Chris Rose is shaped like an avocado or a pear.
Wow.
I've never showered with him. Have you ever showered, like, with a group of men? I don't know. That's a weird question, but have you ever done that? Like,
yes.
Dan?
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Like, I always say, like, I feel bad because people are like, oh, my God, what goes on behind the scenes? I'm like, think about showering with 20 guys. It's like you're 4 years old. Guys are throwing soap. They're making fun of you. They're turning your water cold to hot. And then you walk out, and you're like, Dad, hey, honey, how are you? You're a husband. I'm like, you were just in the shower with 20 dudes. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that hot water was on. You look down, you're like, whoa, over the line.
We used to cover up the drain with paper towels, and then you could slide up and down the shower stall in high school. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't make it up.
No.
It's like I wish everybody had a chance to shower with 20 dudes, and then there's all kinds of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Your eyes stay up here. Stop looking down there. I'm Irish, okay? Stop. Not nice.
Have fun. Play nice with Chris Rose. Tensional Talk weekdays at 5 Eastern throughout the season on MLB Network. Thank you, Kevin.
All right, D. Thanks, brother.
That's Kevin Millar, Major League Baseball Network analyst. They got 12 consecutive hours of opening day coverage today.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.